Good morning, good morning. Sorry for the delay today. Overslept, so I'm up. No trades. No trades yet, so ran through the comments on the Discord. Seems like we still seeing a little bit of strength today. Good morning, good morning. As usual, this is not financial advice, educational purposes only. Shorting small caps is very, very high risk. All right, let me know if there's anything I need to be looking at. Coming in kind of cold, but let's see what we have. YOOV. So I looked at this one, and Moon Market's pumping this one as well, but I'm gonna leave it alone. Even though it's not looking too bad now, it's looking a little weaker, but as of right now, ignoring. Things I do like about it, I like the earlier pops, but it does have a pretty tiny float, and we got a pumper on it, but money should rotate away from it at some point. The news, 10 million in multi-year Singapore security contract. I don't think it's that great, is it? But I'm gonna sit it out. I'm being more cautious going into today. So yesterday I ended green, but it was it was not the easiest green day I've ever had. Let's just say that. A lot of strength in the market. YOOV looks like it's dropping a little here. The PR is very vague. But again, I'm gonna hold up for now. But yeah, being a little more cautious. Super tiny floats, Chinese, multi-days, things that have red flags that we've been able to ignore in cooler markets. I'll have to focus a little bit more attention on, because especially intraday, we're seeing a lot of strength. Like yesterday, it was pretty wild. I don't know if this is just a one-off, two-off, 1 week thing, or if this is the lead up to PDT changes. Lobo. That thing already flush. That was a good little pop. Finally out of the Airbnb too, so back to my office. But again, if you're still hopping on, apologies, overslept a little bit, but I'm going to be cautious. Just go ahead and give y'all a disclaimer. If the right play presents itself, I'm definitely going to pursue it, but I'm going to keep an eye on the market. It's been kind of, especially intraday, been kind of hot. Seen some crazy plays yesterday. I see SNAL's coming back for a retest. What is this one? Ooh, that's not that big of a market cap. Let me pull it up on a different one. SNAL. get locates on this one? I can. Well, it says I can, but it's not working now. Ooh, it's pushing. Dang, it's not letting me grab locates. Can y'all get locates on TradeZero? Here's the retest. See if it holds over it. Seeing that wick, that's a good sign. Yeah, it won't let me get locate, so. I like the retest. One of the main reasons I like the retest is very quick move up. Notice there was no red candles towards this move. Again, anything can happen. This candle could bust right through and keep pushing, but I do, from a technical perspective, I like this a lot. Reported strong Q1 26 results, revenue 27.3 million, 35% growth year over year, and return to profitability. Cash rose to 14 million. Interesting. Yeah, it's too zoomed in though. You see, yeah, I did get a new camera. It's funny, I've had it for a while, but I've been, haven't used it for whatever reason. Yeah, it wouldn't let me get locates on this one, so I'm just gonna watch till I see something else. I don't love that it based above the 200s either. But I mean, it's fine. It's not the end of the world, but I still would have tried probably the retest though. But all good. We'll find something. A little frustrated I overslept today though, because I wanted to, as things are heating up, I might start focusing. I mean, I'm still in trade intraday, but I'm gonna be, like I said, I'm gonna be a little bit more cautious intraday. Because pre-market's been good to me. There's just not been as many plays, but that's we'll see what today has in store. Nice one, Caden. Yeah, and to what you were saying, Kate, I do like whenever they make these retests when it if it fails, I do like for it to fail pretty quick, but I wouldn't be surprised if this one, maybe even if it fails this move, come back and bounces and hit VWAPs, and then potentially bounces again because it looks pretty strong. YOOV looking a little weak too under VWAP. What are locates? I'm new. I don't mind looking a little lost. You good, bro? It is so. In order to short sell, you have to get locates before. Well, most brokers, you have to get locates before you can short sell. So, for lack of better words, I'm ChatGPT in this. Yeah, locates are basically like permission slips to short a stock. When you short a stock, your broker has to find shares you can borrow first, and that process is called locate. So even if like your broker doesn't make you get the locates, somewhere behind the scenes, since you're doing the opposite, as long as you buy then you sell. Here you got to sell, then you buy technically, short cover, but you got to borrow shares first since you're shorting. You're doing the opposite. So like if I wanted to short YOOV on TradeZero, there's just a little locate button. Just got to locate shares first. And there's usually a little small fee associated with it. Appreciate the help, guys. Man, YOOV is so tempting, but I can't get locates on this one either. which is rare, but I'm coming in a little late. Awesome, Craig. Yeah, we killing it. The market's been a little funky. And it's not even just our market. Look at the broader market. It's been an interesting market for sure. But yeah, YOOV, keeping an eye on it. But I'm mainly looking for a new play at 8 o'clock. Are you, Tom, are you in it? This thing looks like it kind of wants to dive. We'll see where it's at 8 o'clock. If it looking weak and there's a decent PR that comes out, might be some money rotation. SAY. T-Mac, you throwing me off, was it? I've been trading alone, self-taught in the closet, but my TradeZella looking sharp. Time to grow. Okay, Craig, let's go. Yeah, we yeah, hang out to the streams a little bit, and you'll for a little bit, and you'll see that we have an edge in short selling small caps. Pre-market, intraday, after hours. The cool thing about it is you can about do it any time of the day. And I have a little quick starter course too. I mean, it's only like an hour for people that are new to short selling in the Discord as well. But like I said, hang out for a little bit. See if it's something that's appealing to you, because most of y'all know I don't try to talk people into short selling. I'll let you just watch and hang out, and hopefully you see we have an edge. Because there's definitely risk involved with all trading, but short selling as well. What's wrong with AIIO? Beast, that's what's wrong with it. Jeez. Yeah, and I'm avoiding these multi-days for sure. There's quite a few of them now. I need let's see. I short all day. I just read candles and price action. I've been watching for a while. I'm sold. You're legit. Cool. Let me see what, because I wanted, again, like I said, I overslept today, unfortunately. I was going to do a market strength report because I'm curious to see where we're at. Wow, yeah. Overall market strength still neutral, but the market is showing incredible morning spikes and vastly improved VWAP holds, 58%. It was 19% not too long ago. However, the persistent failure of 100% gappers to hold their opening and a weak afternoon high of day rates keeps the market from achieving a strong rating. But yes, it's definitely heating up though. DXF from after hours was money. Yeah, Tom was texting me while he was trading this one, and I look back at it, and I love this chart. Look at this. Y'all know my favorite, and I'm actually going to post a video today, and 200 the 200 dailies is a talking point on it. It's more about how to trade with small accounts and with the PDT changes and stuff like that. But this is one of the plays I reference, and obviously they don't always flush as cleanly as this. But man, beautiful 200 rejection, 200 daily rejection off the SMA. And Tom caught this move after hours, so pretty dope. And a few people actually. When I looked at the chat, Tom, there looks like there's a few people that caught it with you. Yeah, HUDI doesn't look super liquid, Simon, but as always, keep them coming. I'll decide if they're worthy. Like I said, being a little bit more cautious. There's times where I get aggressive, and then there's times where I do more watching. So especially intraday today, I'm gonna be active, but I'll probably size down or observe more than actual trade. Because yesterday the market conditions were brutal for shorts. But it's a good lesson though, because as the market heats up, the number one gainer, the number two gainer, the ones that's exceeding volume, the ones that keep breaking new high after new high after new high, those are not the ones you want. Those are not the ones you want. Everybody wants to slay the dragon, but sometimes it's the one down the list that's not getting as much attention in these hot markets that are a better fit. YOOV still hanging out under VWAP. Another leg up, SNAL. Yeah, it kind of looked like he was getting ready to do that. Y'all that scalped it, that was probably smart. And again, it's a good example of, even if it doesn't completely fail there, there's a play, a quick scalp there. But it's nice when they obviously reject and fall all the way back down. But again, in hot markets, that's why I became a scalper. I used to hold way more, try to catch the bigger move. But the hot markets are what taught me to scalp more than hold. The last, I don't know, 5-6 months though, holding would have paid off. But I've kind of slowly transitioned into more of a scalper because of hot markets. Man, YOV looks weak to me. You say, Craig, looks like a pennant forming on support. Yeah, maybe. That definitely could be support, but I also wouldn't be surprised if we saw a leg down too. But again, especially with 8 o'clock, 3 minutes away, that's why I said I'm just going to watch. But if we get anything decent with it barely hanging on support like this, I would not be surprised to see a leg down though. And I could be wrong. I'm wrong a lot. I don't even know what a pennant is. But it looks like it wants to dive to me. There she goes. Eight o'clock is in 1 minute, so we'll see what the market brings. It probably should be, when I say next leg, I don't necessarily mean like death candle either. It's just like, it looks like it's kind of like slowly breaking down, but 8 o'clock is 30 seconds away, so let's see what we get. But yeah, this is in a pivotal point for money rotation too. So once it starts showing a little weakness before 8 o'clock or 8:30 or 7:30 or whenever the news cycle releases, again, if there's a decent play around this price range, you might see money rotate away from this ticker. But let's see. Let's see. Appreciate it, Craig. No, it's cheap. I try to make it so everybody can join that wants to. Um, all right, bunch of PRs. Bunch of PRs. Let's see what moves. AEHL's at over $5 now. You got up to 6 in after hours. That's wild. Y'all see anything? Are we not gonna get an 8 o'clock pop today? ONDG? Oh, that's a 2x long something. Never mind. DGNX. Dang, DGNX does have a little pop. It doesn't look very liquid right now, but hope it pushes a little bit. DNGX. Or DGNX. China, 15 million. $1 billion AI deal. 100 million in an acquisition, 25 million founder buy-in. What? And it's Chinese? This might be a long, guys. Outlined its expansion strategy, highlighting a proposed 1.5 billion all-share acquisition with the long stop date extended May 29th. The company reports having no debt, over 100 million in completed since January 2025 IPO, 40 million strategic reseller agreement. There's no assurance that the proposed 1.5 billion acquisition will be completed. But it's a debt-free balance sheet reported by the company. Proposed all-share 1.5 billion acquisition. I don't know, guys. I'm probably just going to watch this one. Big numbers. I don't know how beneficial it is to DG and X, but it seems like a large transaction. But it flushed. It got destroyed. $25.4 million in cash invested, injected at share price levels 4.7x higher than current since January 2025 NASDAQ IPO. Was it a new ticker too? No, maybe it was some other company. I don't know, guys. Something seemed a little off with that PR, but missed a flush on it. That thing got destroyed. Man, we're about to break $1. We just did 94 cents. My, they don't like, the market doesn't like the deal, I guess. 86. Oh my gosh, that was a play of the morning right there. It didn't really pop that much to really get me. Did it even get up 20%? I don't think it did, but I mean, I don't think I would have shorted it. I'm not gonna pretend like I would have. I don't think I would have shorted it, but maybe I misread the PR, but it got destroyed. Wow. It's so good to see this. Yeah, pre-market, like I said, it's weird. Pre-market is like its own beast because it hasn't heated up yet. But like we were saying, intraday's been sketch. Dang. Well, thanks for the heads up. Who was it, Caden? I missed it though. I was not expecting it to go negative. Anyways, what happened to YOV? Oh yeah, adios. I couldn't get shares on this thing. I probably would have got in at VWAP though. I'm not gonna pretend like I was gonna get into DG and X, but I wanted to get into this one, but all good. Well, let's see what else the market gives us. SNAL's pushing strong. Yeah, I need to get my YouTube scanner going again because I'm being slow to all these plays. Huh. I've never had a pre-market live stream where I haven't taken a trade. I don't think I say that, but I think that's true. But the point is, I feel like today might be the day. Hopefully we'll get some plays. I might hang out a little bit longer since I got on late, but I don't really like the 8:31 to 9:29 window, or probably 9:30. I like when market opens, but that little 1 hour window from 8:30 to 9:30 is kind of brutal. From a short standpoint, the PRs just pump a little harder. Well, let me know if y'all see anything. I missed that one. TZ Pro scanners are good. Benjamin. Good. Sent me a message. They want me to, too honest with y'all, but they want me to pump it up too, make a video about it. That and TC1. And I've tried TZ1, but I haven't tried Pro since they had the scanner. ONDG. Ooh, what is this? I'm not getting any of these alerts. Yeah, I gotta dial. Let me see. ONDG. Why am I not getting any hits? Oh, this is a leverage share 2. This is the one I accidentally said earlier. This is a leverage share 2x on ONDS. So it's trading based on this ticker. It's just a 2x. And this is going to be a big boy. Wait, it's trading based. Yeah. ONDS. Bro. And this is a $4 billion market cap. I short up to 200 million, so it's about 20x what I like. 20x the size. So I like to focus on the smaller companies. And the logic's very simple. The smaller the market cap, the more, I mean, all companies, most companies start small, but a lot of these stay small and they just get smaller and smaller because they're, you know, they're not good. They just steal money from the market, reverse stock split, pump, and then dilute. So I like those tickers. The ones that are barely hanging on, because I'm a short seller, so they're more likely to return to reality. Where like a company like this, 4 billion, probably a pretty stable company. And they had good earnings. That's why it's pumping. So yeah, I'll probably avoid this one. Can you make money shorting these? Absolutely. But that's not where my edge is. The reason why I say that is because like a lot of people will still trade these and they'll be like, I make money doing these. And you can most of the time, but a lot of times they will hold strength. But I wouldn't be surprised if this one, you know, flushes back. And I also wouldn't be surprised if it went to 12, you know. The reason why I don't also like them either is because they grind. I don't mind quick, fast. I prefer quick, fast moves up, but I don't like the grinding action where it just like slowly creeps up, because it's hard to get in and out of those profitable, for me at least. Good morning, looking fresh. Thanks, Alexandra. I woke up late, looking like a mess, but I appreciate it, bro. Figured y'all wouldn't judge me. LESL. Not super interested in it. But I'll keep an eye on it though, because it could. 18 million market cap, 7 million float. It is in the right range, so maybe a retest, but doesn't look very liquid right now. YOOV is going to be the play of the day though, probably. I would be surprised if this one keeps fading. 130's important though, because this is where the first pullback it flushed down to, and all the pullbacks since then has not broke that level. If we break 130, it's probably a wrap. When I say it's a wrap, that doesn't mean a straight line down. It might bounce up and down on the move down, but it's looking weak. And I've been saying that ever since up here, but couldn't get locates on it. And these are one of my favorite plays, honestly. They'll just slowly fade away behind the scenes. Speaking of money rotation, this is a good example of what the charts usually look like and why I like the early pops, because eventually most of the time they just keep losing momentum and they kind of just like fade away in the background. We're at 130. Key level here, 129. If it can hold under there for a little bit, it's probably going to keep going down. Dang, I hate I couldn't get in that one though. But yeah, speaking of TZ, scanners are good. I have it on my agenda before end of month to start trading on desktop, so or attempt to. So I'll check out TZ Pro and their scanner. I don't have a job. I need to trade like a professional now, not on my phone. Yeah, and again, I'm not going to promise anything because I'm going to fill it out first, but maybe I can even kind of screen share my trade. Well, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not going to promise anything. That's pretty, we'll see. But let's just say I'll definitely start trying to do desktop here shortly. And I have all my setups. I even have like my Stream Deck. I upgraded some other stuff so I could, even my laptop, I got it actually like a gaming computer finally. So I got the setup, but I'm just so biased to mobile. It's so easy, but yet so hard. Can't see anything on the mobile app. Were your plants victim of a drive-by shooting? And you know it's slow market when we're talking about that. Yeah, not monsteras. They have when they get the leaves get a certain size, they have they have holes. Tropical plant life. Nice, man. You're great at articulating the reason for the play. No, I appreciate it, Craig. And again, I try to be humble because I'll be wrong too, though. So don't be surprised. There'll be times I say something and it goes the wrong way, but appreciate it, man. It means a lot. Yeah, Craig, you need to join the Discord. You're nice. We need some of that positive energy. Now we have that in the Discord, which is why I like it. I haven't had to boot too many people over the last year, but if people don't fit, I don't mind doing that. Because I know y'all all, or most of y'all, been a part of these Discords, and all they do is just like, I feel like all they do is complain. But there's some good ones. But I've been a part of some trash ones too, though. Huge seller at around 140 for YOOV. Surprised it hasn't flushed yet. Yeah, it probably will. I don't even know if I'm unless there's a play that really steals attention here shortly, it probably will be a slow fade. But if there's something that just like pops at 8:30 or whatever, that, you know, and it's not a crazy what if, it happens all the time. But if something starts getting attention, we might see more of the death candle, or a candle that instead of just covering 3 cents down might cover 10, 15, 20 cents. But it might just be a slow fade. But it really needs to break under 130 though. It wicked below it for a second. But we need at least a 1 minute, preferably a 5-minute candle close below 130. I think it'll probably be a wrap then. But thanks for the heads up about the big seller at 140. That should help. Burritos, are you working more during the day? I haven't seen you as active in the Discord. Or you decided to be a lurker? Or are you still traveling? Look at you, burrito. You got an 800% return. Your standard's too high. Are you like Todd? You went on vacation because you made so much money? Todd, you on today? Are you back in Hawaii? Todd's hanging with Latinas. Oh gosh. We got a guy in the group that his first month, and again, these results are not typical. He's aggressive, and it worked out. And then I'm not saying that in a bad way. I made the most money when I was aggressive too. But he made 60K the first month. So then he like left and went to Hawaii. What was it, Colombia, a few other places. He said to hang out with the Latina mamacitas or something. I can't remember what verbiage he used, but he dipped out for like a little bit, and now he's back. Bless your heart, Todd. He said he was taking the rest of the week off after his YOLOs on Monday. He probably picked a good week to take off because yesterday was y'all know it was tough. Well, dang. So Todd might not be in the Discord today. It's funny because some of his trades make me nervous, but this dude banks on all of them. I'm just like, man, you're killing it, bro. But again, I'm more cautious now because I have a little bit of a safety net. But in the beginning, I was pretty aggressive too. So 2024 is the year I made the most money, and that was probably one of my more aggressive years. It's also the year I lost $76,000 in one trade, though. So I was trading heavier, being a lot more aggressive. But even with that trade, it was still my best. That's a big loss. Learned a lot of lessons from that. Now I have a 5K max loss. But I'm a little more risk adverse these days because I don't want to give it. I don't like being in drawdowns. And luckily, I haven't had a red month since last March, so over a year at this point. And that's kind of what the video that I'm gonna post later about having a small count. It's about kind of like locking in and focusing only on the A setups and what works, because last time I was in a drawdown, and a lot of you OGs probably remember too, but when I was having a drawdown, like I just like only traded the 200 daily SMA rejections, like for like 2 or 3 weeks. That was almost the only thing I traded. And I got out of that drawdown. So I'm a discretionary trader, so I trade a lot of different setups and just kind of read the chart. And then I kind of locked in, like DXF that Tom played was a good example. These are the play. I have a trade ideas alert scanner that lets me know when something gets my criteria, you know, the 200 million or less market cap, over 2 million float, blah, 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 all that stuff. When it gets within 4% of a 200, it notifies me. And then I just played those, just boom, boom, boom. And I got really good at them and got out of the drawdown. So the point of all that is not to brag, but like a lot of times when you're in drawdowns, that's when you get aggressive and you try to revenge trade and get all your money back. Like you should probably be doing the opposite, be more particular, find a setup that you can like master. Because the reason why I like this 200 setup is because there's, you know, when it's invalidated, like you know when you're wrong. So the way I like to play it is get my initial entry when it first hits it. That's aggressive, but I'm a front side trader. And a lot of times you'll see a wick above it. I like to hit it then. And then it'll fall back down and it'll struggle to close. And then if I want to add more size, I'll hit it then. And then a lot of times it'll fade. But the reason why I hit it before it gets above it is because a lot of times they fail just like this. And I want some type of exposure. So I won't go into detail a little bit more on that on the video I post this evening. And I've already recorded it, but I just got to post it. But anyways, enough about that. These slow markets are tough. MOBX. Trying again. Really want to see a brand new PR pop, honestly. I don't, unless it's like a high a day retest. I mean, this one isn't bad, but I want to see like a brand new pop. So hopefully 830 has something for us. What's considered a small account? I don't know, it's subjective, but with the PDT changes, let's just say 2K. I think I have a small account. I only trade a 25K account. And then when it gets to like 45, 50, I withdraw it and knock it back down to 25. Kind of unique with that, especially as like for a successful like public short seller. I know people like David Capablanca, the Friendly Bear, which is a good friend. He has like a lot of his net worth in his account. Well, not a lot, but he has he has a massive account. And because of that, he's scaled and grows, and he can take bigger trades and things like that. Where, and the reason I bring up him as an example, because he's a very good example of somebody who's had success. He's wrote a book. He's has a great community, things like that. 7-figure trader, hits all the criteria. But after my 76K loss, I don't like keeping my account too big, because I learned that it can get wiped out quick. So that's kind of like my safety net. And I'm still getting like last month I got 200% return. The month before that I got over 200% return. So I treat it like a 100K account, or like and that's the key, or at least, because I'm not trading 1%, 2% of my account. I'm trading, sometimes I'm in 50% of my account in a play. But I keep the account small just in case I just have one of those days. I haven't had one of those days in a very long time, but where I just go off the rails. I again, don't have those anymore, but you never know. Luckily this year, I think my biggest loss has been a 5K loss, and that's my max loss. But back in the day when I was aggressive, I would have 25K losses. That 76K loss, 30K, 10K, 15, all the time. I want to lose 30K. Crazy thing is, I still had, like I said, 2024 is my best year because I was just aggressive that year. And I'm glad I learned a lot that year being aggressive. So, but the problem is, mine was a success story. A lot of times, if you lose aggressively like that, that's how your career's over. But obviously, then I was having bigger days, like 7, 6, 5K, 7K days were a lot more common. 8:30 is 1 minute and 30 seconds away, so let's see if we get some new plays. Yeah, now I'm happy just averaging like a 2K. 2K is my average a day, so I'm very content with that. And that's, shouldn't say it's easy to do, but it's very achievable with like a 25K account. But yesterday, I didn't even make a grand, only made 9. And again, I don't mean this like acting like it's not much. It's still, especially for small accounts, I don't want to be disrespectful acting like it's not much, but below my average yesterday, it was only 980. But after intraday yesterday, I was just happy to be green. There was so much strength in the market. I like slow markets. Not this TDIC crap. That was a beast. Look at this one. It went from what, like $2, $3, all the way up to like $34. It's beast mode right there. $8.30. I'll talk to you about the rental stuff here in a second, PR. Let's see what 8:30 brings, if there's any new PRs. QUCY. Y'all know I don't like multi-day. Oh, well, this is testing the 200. So there's double. So I do like stacking resistance. So we have $2 here, which is a psych level. We have the 200 here, the 200 daily EMA. That's the blue dotted line. So it might not actually be a bad play, burritos. And if y'all are confused why I call us Strange Burritos, that's his Discord name. But yeah, this is probably a decent setup. I love stacking resistance. It's failed once, twice, potentially a third time. The thing I don't like is it's still somewhat on trend. But I'm not trading multi-days today. Like I said, I'm gonna be careful. But I don't think this is a terrible setup. And it's so extended from 30 cents. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if this is the start if it doesn't break over 210, but we are seeing a lot of strength in the market. But no, thanks for putting this on my radar. It is very tempting. But I think today might be the first day I don't take a trade. Like I said, I'll hang out a little bit longer, but I wouldn't be surprised if I don't take a trade today. Because again, like I said, I'm being cautious, guys. After what I saw, pre-market, if the right spike shows up, I'm going to slam it. But unfortunately, I haven't seen one, which is very rare. It's wild. Pre-market's kind of soft and intraday's super hot. QUCY had some fresh news today too. But out of all the setups been thrown at me today, I probably like this one the best, QUCY though. And obviously y'all know I liked YOV, so it's coming back for a retest. Can y'all get locates on TradeZero, or is that just me that I can't? Because man, a VWAP retest on this one would be tempting. Thanks for the heads up, Mike. I don't know, maybe I just need to restart the app or something. I don't know. Are they expensive? Last question. Nope. Okay, good to know. I'm gonna restart my app. Maybe when it comes back, it'll let me. No, thanks for the heads up, guys. That's why I was wondering if it's because sometimes my app, again, going back to mobile, I don't think, sometimes it just like sketches out. So I just restarted it and let me see if I can get them now. Oh, yep, I can. Let's go. Okay. I'm gonna wait till it gets up there just in case I don't enter here, but it's working now. How much do you make with the rentals, bro, like annually? So I don't think I've ever shared any of my Airbnbs with y'all. Here's like an example of one. I only don't have many up and going now. Y'all know I've been working on launching other ones, and then I had another one that we're renovating and adding a pool to right now, so it's off listed. But if y'all ever, for the ones that are curious, that is oh, it didn't send a link though. Let me see. MOBX is pushing. Okay, so I'm gonna keep this one on my radar. Where's some levels on it? So 222. Let me do some due diligence on it real quick. All red on dilution. Float 9 million, market cap 17 million. Mobix Labs to acquire U.S. rare earth and critical mineral company, powering defense and national security. I don't like a lot of those buzzwords, to be honest. I'm just gonna watch this one. But here's a example. Let's see if the link works this time. There you go. So like this one, the one I posted, I should make about 82 to 85 revenue on it this year. Obviously there's expenses. That's gross. But like you can see what kind of style I go for. I go for these like Florida really how do I say it? Like almost like, so there's like a science behind it. So it's like very Florida based. It kind of appeals to more of the people that are willing to pay more for like better design and amenities and things like that. And this one is probably my least favorite property out of all of them, but it's the best example. But y'all know I take a lot of pride in short selling, but if you pull up the link, you'll see like it's a number one or 1% of the top home, voted guest favorite, super host. So had a lot of success with this one, but it's pulling in 9,467,000 this month, and the mortgage is less than 3K on it. So I try to find like properties in areas that are expensive, but find it a little bit off the grid, decorate it really nice and unique, add amenities, and not making as much as the ones close to the water. Well, not on the water, but close to the water. And they have like $1 million, $2 million, $3 million mortgages, where that house only cost me $300K. I did $100K in renovations though, but it's just a little model that I try to do, and similar with the two here in Sarasota. That's the one that Tom and Colin got to stay in whenever we shot the video. And it's way nicer than this one, I think, that I shared with y'all. But enough about Airbnbs. It looks like I'm not going to be taking any trades today. Dang. DXF looks like it could be a fade or two. Next VWAP retest on it might be tempting. So I'm still watching YOOV. If it gets up to like 55, 154, I might end up taking a trade. I know the one here in Sarasota has, for y'all that don't know, converted the garage to like this dope karaoke bar and movie theater. Craig, you only trade pre-market? No, I trade intraday, after hours, all the above. Probably trade too much. But the Discord people know I take breaks all the time. I trade with the market where I'm, that's again what I love about what I do, short selling small caps, because you got people like Colin, who went on like a 6-month winning streak, which is insane, and made good money. He was new. He was one of the Ross Warrior guys, and we met, became good friends, kind of put him under my wing. Dang, YOOV is not going to get there, it looks like. But he works full time, so he does only pre-market, or he was only doing pre-market. He's starting to do intraday now, but he's had success. And there's people like Tom, who trades all day. Similar to me, he takes breaks. He has success. We have people that only trade after hours. They've had success. So this, the good thing about it is like you can kind of cater it to your schedule. The problem is like after hours is not always hot. Pre-market's not always hot. Intraday, it usually is. But the point is I try to focus my attention where it's best for me. Like right now, after hours is not it. Like there's barely any plays from my 4 to 4:30 window. I know there's been some like yesterday after that window, but I like 4 to 4:30. And there's a reason behind that as well, the money rotation concept. But no, I trade all day. But I'm taking breaks all the time and doing other things behind the scenes. But nah, Craig, you're missing out. After hours, 4 to 8 o'clock. Like I said, when after hours is hot, it's probably my favorite. Maybe not hot, but there's got to be plays. That's what I mean. Like there's got to be pumps. Because in after hours, like no one's loyal. They won't stay in a stock very long if something else pops. So what usually happens is you'll get a pop at 405, pumps hard. Then you'll get a pop at 408, it pumps hard. Then that money from the 405 pump moves to the 408 pump, and then you get a flush. And then you get in the 408 pump, and then there's something that pumps at 410, and then it flushes, the money goes over there. So we'll get back to that. Probably after PDT, it's going to be wild. But we just haven't had that kind of after hours in a little bit. I swear I watch the market all day. I have a serious problem, bro. So a lot of people in this stream that probably have that same problem. But hey, just make it. The thing is, it might feel like a waste of time, even if you're not taking trades. But as long as you're learning something, that's why I don't get too upset about when I make mistakes. Is like if I make a big mistake, it's like, all right, learn something from this so you don't do it again. Thoughts on AIIO? It scares me. That's my thoughts. I'll pull it up though. Yeah, no, this thing is hella bullish. I mean, I don't, from a short perspective, I'm just not even slightly interested in it. Again, I'm being more cautious than I usually am. I normally don't like multi-days, but I'm being extra cautious just because we've been seeing a lot of strength in these multi-days. So could it flush here? Yeah, for sure. But I'm looking for brand new pops. Can't believe I haven't taken a trade. Wild. Which is, there's nothing wrong with that. You shouldn't force it, but it's just a wild stat because I've been doing this for over a year now. But woke up late. I haven't seen any setups I like, so. But like I said, I'll hang out a little bit longer than usual. I might do market open today. We'll see. MOBX high a day retest. I was looking at that, Caden, right when you sent that message. See, this is why I'm kind of leaving it alone. It keeps breaking new highs. And can you make money on this? For sure. Because when it pushes, it flushes really hard. So, I mean, there's scalping opportunities here, but I'm going to pass. I don't like that. It's a rare earth and critical mineral, power and defense and national security. So I'm probably just going to leave it alone. But I don't think it's a terrible play, no. I'm just being a little cautious today. Thanks, Joey. Yeah, I haven't. Where are we at on likes today on the stream? We're only at 19. I'm dropping Airbnbs, talking about all kind of things. I appreciate the likes, guys. But yeah, speaking of trading all day, it's probably a good plug for the Discord. But we have, you know, our chat where we're talking through all day, throwing out plays. Even then Tom has his own channel. He's a beast of a trader. We trade very similar, but in some ways we are much different. So it's cool to have two different perspectives. Sometimes or often, Tom, how often do we trade the same play, but we approach it completely different, but we both end at green? So, and he's been trading way longer than I have too. So, learned some things from him. But he has his own channel in there as well. But again, guys, if y'all don't get anything from this though, since I didn't take any trades, the market will probably still be hot today. So if you're new, if you haven't seen a lot of these hot markets heating up, just make sure, again, not financial advice, educational only, but just be cautious today until we see that trend break intraday. What I mean by that is sit on your hands a little bit more. If you see a ticker reclaim new highs, reclaim new highs, reclaim new highs, you know, there's a chance it's going to reclaim new highs again, unless there's, you know, a really strong technical level. So just be cautious today. Size down, watch. not saying don't trade, but just be strategic. It's been a very short friendly market for many, many months. You could almost blindly short things and make money. Just pick a random ticker that's up, take a short. By the end of the day, you're banking. You know what I mean? But the market, I think, might be warming up. Does it last? I don't know. It might last until PDT changes. Who knows? But just be cautious today. Preserve capital if the market seems to be extra hot again today. Discord community is where it's at. We are doing well, yes. I know absolutely no one at all personally who trades, and it's hard because that's all I love doing. Craig, bro, you definitely should be in there just because that's all of us. That's me. That was Tom. Like, you know how crazy it was, like in 2024. Like, so I made a little over 300K that year, and then like not that was my first like okay, I killed it year. Like 2023 I was profitable, but like 2024 then I didn't have nobody to tell it to. Like my wife, she only cares so much, you know, she's happy I'm making money, but like can't have, you know, she's not watching charts all day, but she's super receptive, and I think that's important to have people around you that are, you know, supportive. But the point is I didn't have anybody to talk to either. All my friends could give a, you know, could care less about trading. Like I was talking Chinese to them. Now I've met some good friends that trade as well through the Discord. But yeah, trading's lonely. I feel like I can speak Chinese at this point. T-Mac. With all these Chinese tickers. Yeah, what was it, day before yesterday? That was almost everything that popped. Bro, I get it, Craig. I get it, my friend. Yeah, boy. Y'all know I want to keep that streak going. That's why I'm streaming in the market open. But I don't want to like say it because that's not what you should do. Don't force a trade, and I'm not going to. I'm fine if I don't take a trade, but I want to trade. So if the right thing presents itself, I'll take it. But if not, there'll be a no trade live. But yeah, Craig, I think that's a lot of our scenarios. People around us don't trade. It's lonely. But I'm a loner, so it really didn't bother me that much. But I like having a community way better, for sure. UOOV going for VWAP. Yeah, that's the one I should be watching. And I am casually watching on my phone. I was waiting to see it get over 150 again. Watch it decide just to turn bullish. What I'd like to see is something still attention at 9. And it's common to get some 9 o'clock plays. So let's see. MOBX 240. Grinding up now. Yeah, I definitely don't like this price action. Well, that's the 1 minute. 5 minute doesn't look as grinding. Yeah, there's probably a play here, guys. There probably is, but I didn't find any strong levels I really liked on it. So it'd probably be just scale into it, wait for it to crack type of play. But yeah, if you're interested in it, no judgment at all. There might be because it's getting pretty extended now. It's getting, farther and farther off of VWAP, so wouldn't be surprised to see a pullback at some point. What is the float on this one? And if we like bust like here, like over 250, just like, oh, like here we go. Like if it makes just a except, I might consider playing it. Because it's the dilution profile is a disaster. 9 million float, 17 million market cap. I'm about to talk myself into it. All right, grabbing locates. It's up 40% though. Yeah, I'm about to scale into this thing. There we go. Here it is, 251. I'm in. All right, that was the move I was looking for. Just a quick little burst like that. Scaling, guys, scaling. That means small. I'm not trying to time the top. I just want exposure to it for when it cracks. So small first entry, 351. I'm not trying to like preach right now, but just this, I'm not full porting right now. Big difference. I'm scaling in, assuming it's going to go to at least 3. I don't think it is, but it could. But that's how I'm treating it. So I'm first little small stab. Cool. Streak continues. And the reason I kind of like it at this time too is if a 9 o'clock play pops right in 4 minutes, it could really pull attention back away from this one. And the problem lately is I've been doing good pre-market, but I've just been trading too small because what's happening, and it looks like it might happen again, is they flush after my first scale, and I don't size too heavy on my first scale, so hopefully, and I try to put myself in situations where even if it flushes, I make money, but even if it pushes, I'm adding more size, getting bigger. And so if we get a flush here, that'd be nice, but I was kind of hoping it was going to push a little bit more to get a little bit bigger size, but let's see what happens. It might keep doing that. Let's see what I'm going to watch it on the 1 minute. It's kind of been, it's kind of been walking up the 9 a little bit, but I'm going to see if I can hold it for like maybe the high 220s. Maybe low 230s. I'll let price action decide here. And I have a sit in order for 155 on YOOV. Dangerous, especially with a very small float like YOOV, but it's just a small stab just in case it gets there. I want to get a feel. But again, I typically don't like this time of day because if things show strength after 8:30, 8:45, 9, seems like they tend to keep it into market open. But let's see if we can get a little quick flush on this one. Next entry will be about 275. It is getting a lot more volume, see it? So let's see what happens. So let's look up MOBX. Let's see what the dilution profile is. A disaster. Red everywhere. So let's see. Oh, and the news is non-binding too? Let's go. So it's a non-binding letter of intent to acquire Special Project Delivery LLC to enter the U.S. critical mineral supply chain. No purchase price or financing terms disclosed. So it's semiconductor defense. Let's see. Only one of the last, listen to this, only one of the last 8 headline days produced a full day trend. The rest opened strong and faded under VWAP. So only 1 out of 8 times it ended the day strong. 7 out of 8 times it ended it weak. I like when I see that. Dilution, live senior secured convertible notes, 3 million principal converted at 85% of 8-day VWAP. Equity line for 100 million. They have 2 shelves, 4 pipes, and 2 at the money usages over the last 24 months. So they're not afraid to dilute. They have an active S3 plus the 100 million equity line, and they have less than 3 months of cash runway. Oh, they're going to try it. Yeah, they need cash, and they have the dilution to do it. Oh, it's 9 o'clock. Let me see. Is anything moving? So again, I don't like to assume everyone's lying, but sometimes when you see these non-binding like PRs like this, I truly believe they'll talk to these other companies, work out a deal with no intent to ever fulfill these agreements, just so their ticker can pump like this. And then they can obviously dilute, raise capital, things like that. So yeah, next entry, probably 269 will be my next entry. Probably should have did 259 there. It might fail, but the VWAP is slowly moving up. That's going to be my first cover right before we get to VWAP, and I might try to hold it for a bigger move, but there's a lot of things I like about this ticker. It's up 40%. That's pretty good. Non-binding LOI, really like that. Non-binding's the key word. Dilution profile's a disaster, and they have no cash. I mean, I'll take it. Dang, I'm never gonna get filled on that YOOV. I went ahead and got 1,000 shares locates and just placed an order here, but I have a feeling I'm not gonna get it. Market open, it's the great equalizer. It could come back, but YOOV just looks like one that could fade in the background eventually. Is that AskEdgar that you're getting that info from? You got it. And I have a link in my description for that if you don't know what it is. It's, my opinion, probably the best, because the other competitor is Dilution Tracker, and they're good. I'm not saying they're not, but I like AskEdgar a little bit better. It has all the filings. Like not too long ago, if you wanted to look through filings, you have to dig through like SEC websites and crap. Now it's just all there in front of you. And I have a discount code too. But regardless if you use my link or not, I highly, highly recommend AskEdgar. Because when things get hot, I start paying attention more to these things. Because y'all know, if y'all been around the last few months, I don't really dig into dilution that much. But in hot markets, when I'm trying to build my thesis for why I should short a ticker, AskEdgar helps a lot. Bro, the light's coming in crazy, isn't it? I just now noticed that. Y'all can't even... Can y'all even see me? Yeah, you can. So anyways, next entry is 269. and I'm gonna scale into it. Here we go, we're pushing. I'm actually going to hit it real quick right here. So just entered a stat. Yep, got filled 263. So 2 fills so far. 263, 251. Don't love this time of day, but I'm scaling small. And now no, my 269 hasn't filled. So 2 scales so far, 251, 263. But anyways, I told you the things I like about it. Here's the things I don't like about it. It's showing strength after 9. So don't love that. But outside of that, there's not much I don't like about it. You see it has a history of like popping and flushing quickly too. Let me look at the hourly. That's the only thing I guess I don't like about it too, is I don't see any like super strong levels that I just absolutely love. It popped recently to, what is that, 310, 309. And if you've watched me long enough, you know there's kind of 2 ways I approach these. One, if there's a strong level, I'll try to, you know, where I think it's going to reject or it's failed multiple times, I'll go a little bit heavier at that level. And then just see if it flushes. But these like this that I want to be in but don't really know where it's going to, I'll scale in small. So my 269 filled. Again, I'm doing more frequent ads than I typically do, but just smaller. Because a lot of times I'll only scale 3 or 4 times in. Next one's 285. I have an order waiting there. Let's see if it gets filled. Oh, actually, never mind. I have one at 279. So I've already forgot about that. So I have 4 scales so far. Right? Yeah. Okay. And then the next one is 289. And I'm going to scale all the way up to 310 and then see what happens. But again, I'm only adding a couple hundred shares, because I don't know where it's going. So I'm only in, how much am I in now? Yeah, so I'm only in 800 shares right now. Like when I'm saying I'm doing it small, I'm very small. And then when it gets closer to 300 or $3, like 298, 297, 299 range, I haven't gotten an order there yet, I'll hit it heavy. So if I do another scale at 200, that'll get me up to 1,000. So I'll probably hit 1,000 shares up here, which might seem crazy. I'm only scaling into 300, and then I'll slam it at 1,000 at 3. But that's how I trade these. So when I do my final line in the sand, I hit it hard to get my average up, and then it's just like this is make or break. If it keeps pushing, I cut and move on. So. Are you short? Yeah, I'm short. Again, I want it to get to 3 because that's where I'm going to add the size. So if it doesn't and I catch a flush, that's cool too, but really would like to see it get to like 298, 299 so I can add another like 1,000 shares up there, get to about 2K shares. catch a nice little flush, but I don't know if it's going to get there or not. Samuel, what's your app? Oh, both of y'all asked that. It is, let me see. Yeah, not that great. 267. But again, that's why I usually slam it hard whenever it finally gets to the spot I want. So 285 is my next stab, and then my final stab, well, maybe not final, because it did pop to 309. So depending on once it gets to 3, how it reacts. If it tries to push to 309, might add a little bit more, but if it starts closing over 309, I'll start getting a little cautious. But as of right now, not too concerned. My average is not that great, but it's kind of like no matter what direction it goes, I'm content with. If it goes to 3, I add more size. If it flushes now, I'll make a little bit of money. So I'm just going to watch and see what happens, because I do want to add a little bit of size. If it gets to 310 and it hasn't had a pullback yet, there's a chance we'll get one very soon. 285 filled. Only thing that makes me nervous is the market's been a little hot, so let's see what happens. So my next, so I'm in 1,000 shares, still relatively small. And then now I have, let me double check, make sure I set that. Yeah, 1,000 shares at 298. That's my $3 retest. I just want to make sure I get a fill, so that's why I set it a few cents below it. Different ways you can do that. I'm kind of aggressive. I try to make sure I get a fill. Some people do it over it because they only want to get the wick up so they get a better fill. You have to decide that for yourself, but I'm pretty good at managing positions, so I don't mind getting in a few cents early. Average now 270. Probably shouldn't have hit it in the 260s twice, but that's all right. Dang. I just drank 2 energy drinks. 400 milligrams of caffeine. I'm gonna be zooted at 9:13 in the morning. Let's go. I forgot I already had one. All right, see if we get to 298. You might trade the whole day today, probably. Yeah, no, I'll definitely be trading today in the Discord because I haven't. I mean, this is the only trade I've traded. So again, not forcing anything. I feel like we're heating up the market, like I've been saying. So yeah, market open sneaking up for sure. Didn't think this was going to just go straight up. Whatever happened to YOOV? Here we go. I got a partial fill, not the whole fill. Oh, here it goes. It'll fill the rest of it here probably. Yep. Got my 1,000 shares. So now I'm in 2K shares. And then moment of truth. Let's see what it does here. Bear, are you looking for another W2 or not? No. Hope I never have another W2. So my average, just so y'all are aware, is now 2,847. So almost, I'm gonna say 285. If we get back to 285, I might trim some of my size down. Y'all know I like to do that. Because it's kind of walking up the 9 right now. Here we go. See if we get that push to 310. This thing is grinding. I might, so if we wick above 309 quickly, the last thing I'm gonna do, I might add another 500 shares, but I'm getting into a size that I'm already pretty big in, so I don't wanna get much bigger. Don't love that the volume's increasing on this one, but let's see what happens. Are you looking for another W2? I might be after this trade if it doesn't flush. No, we're cool. Just we'll let price action do its thing. I'm happy that it's acknowledging that 309 level though. But I'd like to see it get back under 3 pretty quickly. it's due for a pullback. So let's see if we get one soon. There we go, back under 3. There we go. Let's break under that 9. See what the 5-minute looks like. Yeah, there's a huge look. There's no moving averages or anything till VWAP, which is way down there. The better way to play this was probably trying to time the top, getting in at this 309 retest instead of scaling in, but I honestly didn't think it was going to just keep going up. It's funny because this one kind of went, it was like a low-key, behind-the-scenes type of trade. Now it's like one of the top gainers. Like when we first got in it, or when I first got in it, it wasn't really that much volume in it. And it wasn't one of the top gainers. Now this thing's already shot up. But yeah, so whenever we get back to my average, I'm going to trim my size down a little bit. Just in case I want to re-add at 308, 309 if it comes back, but still feeling pretty good about it. We'll see what happens. Just watching for now. There we go. We're back to my average. So if this gets filled, well, I haven't taken any off yet. I'm in the money now, technically a few cents, but I'm still waiting. All right, trimmed a little bit of my size at 284. Barely made anything from it, but I just wanted to size down just a tiny bit, just in case it tries to bounce. I'll have more, but I'm still in 1,500 shares, only trimmed 500, and holding the rest to see if we get a flush. There we go. Break under 280. That would be nice. Trimmed a little bit more there, 281. Still in 1,300 shares. More just to control my sizing. I feel like it might bounce here at 280. Let's see. But yeah, so 309, it wanted a full retest from a few days ago. And this is why I add heavy at whenever I finally think it's topping out. It's just because if I didn't do that, my average would be way lower. But the problem with doing that is when you add heavy at the end, you kind of got to draw a line in the sand because you can't allow it to play after you do that, or play as much. Tom, you trim? I was wondering if you were in it. I know, I mean, you both don't like this time of day, so that's why I was curious if you were in it. love to harvest basement lettuce, come back. The defense, national security news before open. You're probably confusing. You're going to hold past open? Oh, yeah. I'm holding this in the open at this point. And since open's only 6 minutes away, I'll tell you my plan. So if it starts ripping, I'm getting out. That's my plan. But what usually happens is if they're showing a ton of, well, we're getting into a hot market, so things does change a little bit. So a lot of times these ones that's making strong moves right into 930, it's not guaranteed, but a lot of times you'll see at least a pullback before it makes its next leg up. And that's where I'll try to dip out at, probably. And I don't really have data to back this, so this is just from observation, but a lot of the times the ones that's like going super hard into open like this, that's not the one that runs. They'll usually pull back. It's usually that one that you're not really expecting, or it's the leading volume gainer. Like for example, SNAL. I'm not saying it's going to be the one that runs, but it's usually like a similar price action like that runs. But anyways, MOBX just made a push here. Glad I trimmed down my size. So I'm gonna wait to add before market open. It's tempting to add here because I'm not confident it's gonna hold above 310. But I'm gonna wait until market open and decide. So I'm still in 1,300 shares. Not playing out how I really wanted it to, but it's pushing now. So let's see what it does. I am going to hold it into market open, still in my 1,300 shares. Not going, exactly how I'd want it to go, but let's see what it does at market open. But yeah, no more ads until the market opens. Very tempting though, 315, but I'm gonna wait. $285 is my average. Fell back. Let's see if it stays under that 309, 310 level. The 5 minute I do like. You see it wicked above it, couldn't hold. Now we're seeing some weakness. So let's see what happens at market open. But I'm sized, 1,300 is not very big for me. So again, I keeping my sizing small on it for the most part. There we go, back under 3. That's a good sign. I wish I would have added up there now, but it was so close to market open. Normally I would have, but so close to market open, we got a little spooked to do it. So now only 10 cents off from my entry. This one didn't really play out ideally, but I'm feeling pretty good about it going into market open. Let's see what happens. So the plan is I would like at minimal a flush, close to VWAP, like 275 is ideal. Still not gonna make that much on it at this point for all the stress it's on. So I'll probably, since this has a history of fading, I will potentially hold some runners too, but let's see. Oh, 291 average. Let's go, Tom. Mine's 285. You must have added up there. Look at it. We're back in the 280s. So if y'all added up there, congrats. Moment of truth, 20 seconds. Let's see what it does. I wouldn't be surprised in the current market that we're in if it tries to push though, guys. I'm just being honest. So what I'm hoping happens is it wants to tag VWAP and then bounce off of it. I'm not going to make much on this trade. Like I said, I'll hold some runners, but I'm probably going to get out of most at VWAP. Here we go. Hopefully it flushes before it runs. Oh, I'm seeing some sketchiness on the bid and ask. It's not even moving. What are they trying to do? Either they're going to try to push it or dump it. $315 to $290. Let's go, Jillian. That's not a real ticker. TLSIW. I don't know what that is. I don't think it is. So we're above 3. Let's see what it does. 314, 3. What I want to see it, I don't want to see it hang out above 310 too long.
LOCL.
No ads yet, just watching. All right. I'm thinking about it now that I see a little bit of weakness. All right, got a small ad right there. Not the best fill though. 305. But if it holds over 311, I'm gonna probably trim those that I just added. Trim those, so back to 1,300 shares. Man, I want to hit this thing hard. But I'm gonna wait. What was that one? LOCL? LOCL. Oops, LOCL. Ooh, that was a nice pop. Too slow though. I don't know, guys. MOBX kind of making me a little nervous. Looking like it might push. Let's see. I want to see it fall back under 3 pretty soon though. All right, added back 304. I think this is when we break 3. So back to 2,000 shares. Let's see, break under 3, break under 3. There we go. Boom. My average is 292 now, so I'm trimming here 280. Well, no, I'm waiting. Yeah. Now, I should have did it there, crap. Trimmed a little 283. Kind of hard to talk through this, guys. It's moving fast. So my new average is 292. I trimmed some 283. Dang, I missed it hit VWAP. That's what I was waiting for. I should have done more, I think. Just in case it wants to bounce. But I'm only in 1,000 shares now. I mean, I did trim a decent amount, but still, average 292, 1,000 shares. Scalping this one. Again, I'm really not going to make that much on it. This is more survival mode than anything. What does LOCL end up doing? Every time I take a trade from 8:30 to 9 or 9:30, it seems like they're rarely smooth. Yeah, when it got to the 270s, I should have trimmed some, but I thought it was about to drop more. I totally forgot to even look at the chart to see that that's where VWAP was. Because that's what I was talking about. It's probably going to hit VWAP and then just bounce. But hanging out with my 1,000 shares, but I wouldn't be surprised if it rips. So I'm about to slam it right here. And then if it holds above this, I'm going to get out. So got a feel, but like I said, not feeling too good about it. Breaking pre-market highs is not a good sign. Didn't hold above it, but not loving it. But at least my average now is 296 because I added at 320. But again, see what happens. I kind of think it's going to push, if I'm being honest. If we get over 330, I'm probably just going to stop out and probably reevaluate. Dang, I didn't play this one very well. That's what I'm annoyed about. It was at 278 and my average was 290 something. Yeah, this thing's about to push, guys. I'm going to end up being red on this trade. Still in it. Oh, I'm getting murdered. All right, I stopped out. I'm out. Dang, and we're halting up. I'm glad I stopped out 351. Well, didn't work out, so. All right, guys, I'm gonna bounce. I'm kind of annoyed, to be honest. So, didn't play out how I wanted to. So I'm red about, what is it? About 700 bucks on the day now. So I'll wait for a better play to pop up, but I covered candles. You covered all with a small gain. Yeah, that was probably the smart thing to do. I said the plan was when it drops to VWAP, get out of most, and I only got out of some. So now I'm down 680 on the day, but that's really not too terrible. So hopefully I can try to chip away at it. But this one looks like it could, well, how about this? I'll hang out. I'm gonna hang out and just see what happens when it unhalts. But yeah, this one is a beast. BNKK. Are you still in it, Tom? Yeah, BNKK. I kind of like this setup. Too slow though. 295.3 was probably the entry. But I'm gonna keep an eye on MOBX. If it unhalts and shows weakness, I might play it one more time, but it's looking pretty strong. Yeah, no, that's a good call because these it's about the long wicks on the daily. I stopped out as well, but was there a better way to play it? Probably not. No, this is why I don't like the later trades. I mean, this is a perfect example, and I still traded it. So after 8:30, after 9, if they show strength, um, I mean, there's a good chance that it's going to be the one that pushes. So when I initially took my position in it, it was way down the list, like 40%. Wasn't even in like the top, I think 5 or 10, and then it pushed and became relevant. So I think it's more time of day situation. But I am a little annoyed though, just because um, talk about being cautious, and I ended up taking a trade that grinded into market open, which I know is a red flag. So let's see what it does when it opens. Still in average 286. Any advice? Yeah, I can't. I mean, advice is a strong word. I'll get in trouble giving advice. Can't give financial advice for sure, but I mean, if this thing keeps ripping, my recommendation is to get out. You know, I mean, that's how I would trade it. If I was in it, I would just get out. But I might enter it. I'm waiting to see what it does when it unhalts. If it shows weakness, meaning I like that it's only opening, so it halted at 377. It's showing that it's unhalting at 378. So if it was gapping up above like 4, I'd be a little nervous. But when it unhalts, if I see red, I'm gonna slam it full size, 2,000 shares. And then if it starts going against me, I'm getting out ASAP. But I got to be honest, there's a chance this thing is going to rip. And there it goes. All right, I am in now 2,000 shares, 406. And then if it starts going the wrong direction, I'm going to just get out. Trim some 369. Oh, that was a good trim. Dang, I should have just closed it all out there. Crap. Crap, crap, crap. Probably would have got all my money back. Dang. I am not playing this one well. But I trimmed 1,000, but dang, I thought it was going to halt. The reason I was being kind of greedy was because I thought it was about to halt down. And I wanted to make sure I was still in it. Trimmed a little bit more. 387. Not that happy with that cover, but it's hanging out a little bit, so I don't want it to try to go back up. I think that was the flush. I should have got out on 3. Oh, it only got to 366. That was a pretty good cover, but I'm still holding on to not many, 500 shares. So I got out 369, 387, 500, 369, 1,000, and then I'm holding on to 500 here. But if we start pushing above 4, like 10, 411 again, I'm just going to cover. Oh, the limit down was 320. Jeez. Low 360s is where I'd like to cover the rest. If I don't just hold them, but this I don't think is, well, let's see. As of right now, the plan is to get completely out in the low 360s. I'm still in though, but I'm getting out here. 358 is where I got filled, so I'm completely out. Got my money back, but man, I lost too much on that. Oh no, let's see what it does here. So I'm basically break even on the day now. Just slammed it 2,000 shares at 406. Might re-enter. I'm just watching, guys. All right, I'm back in 359. I know y'all probably think I'm insane. Stopping out at 365. All right, stopped out. I thought we were about to flush. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait and see if it pops some. Trash day. Man, I feel like it wants to flush. No, I think it's about to pop one more time. Let's see. Hitting it one more time, 364. If we get back over 370, I'm stopping out. So back in 364. Let's see what happens. It's probably the last time I trade it, unless it pops. like meaning like it pushes back to high. Come on, break 350, break 350, break 350. There we go. So let's see if we can hold under 350. Nope. Dang, it likes to try to pop there at 350. Oh, low 340s trimming. 341 trim. 336 trim. Now I'll put my stop in the money, 353. And stopped out the rest. So from 365, got some 330s and 340 fills, but this one's a beast, guys. So I'm slightly green on the day, but it was a battle. Jeez. If you're still holding, I mean, it could retrace, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see this one fight some first. It does have a ton of dilution on the books, which is a good sign. And AskEdgar said the last 8 times it's popped, only one time it was able to. I'm thinking about re-entering, but I missed it. Never mind. But only one time it's held its fade. Oh, look at why it did end up fading at VWAP. Look at YOOV. I've been so stuck on MOBX. How much were you down unrealized? Well, I was scalping it. So the most I ever got down was when I stopped out at 351. It was like, I don't know, around $700, I think. Well, unrealized, maybe it was like 8 or 900. I was green a couple hundred on it, not much, probably not even 200. So then after I closed, I was down 680. So I was probably down 800, a little 850, something like that. Kind of want to watch YOOV when it unhalts. What am I doing still streaming? Jesus. Man, I'm tempted to get back in MOBX, but I think that's ill-advised. It's the energy drinks. You're probably right. Do you think MOBX is backside? No. There's not enough confirmation yet. What I'd like to see it do is pop to 4, maybe even 420, but just fell. Like it could be backside, but I think it's a little too early for confirmation. Okay, I'm gonna hit MOBX one more time. Oh, I didn't get my fill. Oh, there it is. I didn't get the fill, guys. I would love to lie to y'all and say I got that fill, but I tried to slam it at 351 and I didn't get it. Dang. But that was a nice little flush. So the question about backside. So if it pops again and it's a little bit lower high and then it starts to trend down, I think that would be better confirmation. But it is showing a little bit of weakness here. But I want to watch YOOV. I have locates from pre-market, and I want to see what it does on this when it unhalts. So if it hesitates here at 150, does nothing, kind of just stutters, I'm going to hit it. If it starts ripping, I'm not going to play it unless we get to 210, where the 200 is. But I want to keep my eye on this one. But yeah, that last hit on MOBX, I wanted to catch a little flush, but was too slow. But if y'all are still in it, it's giving a lot back, so that's a good sign. But it has to bust through VWAP, so. I stopped out 351. I guess you know, hitting it up here, but again, guys, this one was a tough trade, and the time of day I don't really love, hence why I usually stop the live streams at 8:30. But let's see what YOOV does. Look at MOBX. Gosh, I should have held some. Boom. I hope some of y'all got bailed out there. Look at it. This thing might break down even more. Oh my gosh. What a play. Hitting it. 309. Oh, I'm closing for a small. I want to watch YOOV. I closed it. Oh, shoot. No, it did exactly what I wanted it to. Hesitate here, fall down. It's about to gap way down, I bet. Well, I missed it, so that was literally the setup I was waiting for. So. Oh, one of those days, but whatever. So this is what I wanted to see, guys. Hesitate at $1.50, flip red, start heading the opposite direction. This thing is probably going to gap down and just keep fading at this point. MOBX, not in this one anymore, so I'm all cash. Frustrating morning for sure, because I'm very annoyed about this one, because I just spoke about how I wanted to play this one, but was too busy focused on MOBX. So I'm, let's see, I'll watch MOBX a little bit more, but it might be done. This is that same 309, 310 level. So I'm about to be a little aggressive again. I'm about to hit it here. If I get this fill, I did. So 308, I'm in. So I'm only in 1,000 shares this time. I'll hit it again, 1,000 shares, 322, 325-ish. And I'm going to give this one room to play. I'm not going to stop out unless it holds over like 330, but I think there's a chance we could start fading. So next entry is 322. I'll enter my other 1,000 shares. Stop out if it holds over 330, because that means it's probably going to try to come back and make a little bit of a stronger move. but didn't miss YOOV. Kind of was waiting on it all morning too, but especially after it halted like that. But all good. It's trading. So next entry 322. Like I said, barely green on the day, slightly green, but better than where I was at. Next add 322, that'll get me up to 2K shares. We hold over 330, I'm out. It's a mental stop, not a set stop. I'm actually about to add 500 here at 315. Because I'm seeing a big ask pop up that might push it down. Let's see. So I'm in 1,500 shares now. They're doing something. Something weird is happening with the ask right now. I don't know if they're dumping shares or what. My average is 310. Like I said, I'll add some more at 322. It's SSR, so the ask gets stacked. No, totally. But what I'm talking about is almost like with the Chinese ones when they're dumping shares, you'll see just these weird exchanges from the bid to the ask. It's hard, and I don't use level 2. It probably makes more sense if you're using level 2, but on the mobile, the way I don't know, I'll have to try to verbalize it so it makes sense. It's almost like watching price action. You'll see the ask increase, and then you'll see the bid like almost go to nothing, and then it'll start stacking the bid, and you'll just see this weird exchange. But to your point, though, it could be the SSR stuff too. But it kind of looks like when the Chinese tickers do their weird thing. And they have a ton of dilution, though. It would be dumb for them not to be dumping right now. It would be ill-advised for them not to be dumping on that move. Like, they have less than 3 months of cash. They have a ton of dilution. I'd be surprised if they weren't doing it. I mean, it would kind of be dumb for them not to. So my average is 309 and some change, almost 310, because I had the 308 ad, then I added a little bit more at 315. Only 500 though at 315. 1,000 at 308. Like I said, if we hold over 330, I'm gonna call it. Take me a break. Oh, look at YOV. That thing done shot up. Maybe it's a good thing I didn't get my entry. Yeah, I'm avoiding it now. So all attention's on MOBX. FLY, is that a ticker? Or are you saying it's going to... Look at BNKK. Jeez, what a flush. Wow. FLY? Oh no. Where are you looking to take profit? I don't know. I really don't. I want to see it just like break down and fade. What I was hoping was happening is like I'm surprised this move actually kind of got stuffed. So it makes me think they might already be diluting. So I was kind of hoping this one would just be a slow fade. I would love to hold it to like 250-ish. Try to beat, cover before it gets to the 200, but I honestly don't know what to expect with this one. It's market open. It's 10:05. I'm probably going to let price action kind of decide, but this is not my favorite setup, entries under VWAP. I just thought it was going to continue to drop, so but yeah, what I'm hoping is it just completely loses momentum here soon, and then we just start seeing it like fade off. See if my 322 got filled. So now if we hold over 330, I'm gonna call it a session. We're at 330. Again, it's a mental stop loss, not a set one. So I want to see it hold over 330. And if it does that, I'm gonna just get out and call it a day, or call it a session at least. I'll take a little break. So we're at 335 and we're pushing. Back under 330. Volume starting to creep up a little bit on it. Final ad here, 333. So now I'm in 3,000 shares. Way too big for this setup, but whatever. So immediately stop out if we get over this wick on this candle, which is 342. So if I have a stop set for 343. If it hits it, I'm out. My average is 318, so would like to see it break down here soon. So the game plan is anything over 343, or I got a set stop, so I can't have this debate in my head anymore. So if it hits 343, I'm out. I know, that'd be nice. It's too busy halting though. I'd rather just be pushing without the halts. It'd probably be a better chance it would take tension away, but there we go. Trimming down at break even. I knocked myself down my size some at 318. So I'm only in 1,500 shares now. Cut 50% of my shares there. And just holding out the rest. It's not a bad setup. This is a push because it's still looking like it could be a VWAP fail here. They don't just fail at the level. You know what I mean? They sometimes will push above it, then they'll fail. So feeling decent about it now that my size is down a little bit. So let's just see. And I might just keep it holding this one after I get off the stream because there's no point in just like staying in this one and just watching it slowly. So the game plan is still the same. Stop out 343. My plan is to hold and see if it just unwinds. I'd like to see it just continuously fade. At the end of the day, it's a non-binding agreement. At the end of the day, there's a lot of dilution. And it has a history of not holding gains very well. So if we can get past this chaos of market open, show some weakness, it's a good chance it keeps fading, but the market is heating up, so you know, anything can happen. Yeah, I wish YOOV's halt bands weren't so tight, so it could actually run and steal attention. But if we get to 210 on YOOV, I might slam it though, even if it's halting. If I see some weakness there, let's see what it does. I'll keep an eye on it. MOBX is pushing again. It's 337, so watching it as well. I got stopped out of MOBX. Might didn't give it enough room to play, but I didn't want to go deeper red, so I still think there's a chance it fails, but I'm keeping my stops tight on it. Watch it fall back down now. So now back red on the session. And YOOV didn't go to where I wanted it to. So I'm gonna wrap up, guys. I'll see you on the Discord. I'm gonna take a little break. A little annoyed with how this stream went, but slightly red on the day. So yeah, red about 300 bucks. So nothing crazy, but it's still very, very frustrating. So I'm going to take a little bit of a break. QUCY. Gosh, here's that $202 level that we were talking about on the live stream. It likes to fail here. But I think I need a break. But I don't think that's a bad setup. YOOV, it doesn't look like it's going to make it to the 200, or at least in this move. So I'm just going to take a little break, come back in a little bit. Still don't think MOBX is a terrible setup. My stops might have been a little too tight on it. But I'm going to probably just leave it alone for now. All right. I will see y'all. Oh, today's Thursday, so the next stream will be Friday, or it's tomorrow, and that's exclusive in the Discord. If you want to join, link in the description, and I will see y'all next time.